Midway through the 2024 season, I think it's a good time to look over some of the teams, and more specifically, the surprise teams. As we all know, when it comes to surprises, they come in many different forms. You have the pleasant ones, where expectations are exceeded, and then you have the not so good ones, where you get completely let down. Today I'm going to go over both of those and show you my list of the 5 most surprising teams so far. I'm not going to compare anything to the projections before the seasons or anything like that, and I'm just going to base it off my thoughts as a baseball fan. I'm going to start with an honorable mention of the Rays. You know, I'm not too shocked they aren't as good as they were last year when they had 99 wins, but trading away Glasnow and having Franco get sent to the moon, it doesn't really add up to you getting better. The Red Sox start this list off for me. I thought they would be a lot worse than their record of 43-37. They didn't really have a great offseason, and my first thoughts were they got a lot worse in a division that seemed to get a lot better. But here they are with the top 5 pitching staff and a fringe top 10 offense that is helping them compete for a wild card spot. That is, if they can keep it up. They are 3rd place in the AL East right now, and they aren't going to win the division, but nonetheless, they are quite the surprise this season. At 4, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. To me, it seemed like they were taking a step back after trading away their ace in Corbin Burnes, and not only did they lose Burnes, they lost their manager Craig Counsell to a rival team. It's been quite the opposite, as they've had a pretty comfortable lead in the NL Central with a record of 48-33. The pitching staff as a whole is still top 10 in baseball, and so is the offense. Christian Yelich is back playing at an elite level, and William Contreras, as long as Adames and Rhys Hoskins, yeah, they've been playing pretty well this year too. Personally, I did not think it was realistic for them to be at the level they are now because, you know, the roster change and everything, but it's safe to say I'm pretty surprised that they're in 1st place right now. At 3, I have none other than the Kansas City Royals. They lost over 100 games last year, and you would never have guessed that after watching them play this year. They locked down their perennial MVP candidate Bobby Witt, and then they spent some money on free agency, and that proved to make all the difference in the world. They have a top pitching staff spearheaded by Seth Lugo, Cole Ragans, and Brady Singer. Even if they miss the playoffs at the end of the year, which to me it doesn't look like that'll be the case, simply going from 100 losses to this in one season is the biggest surprise you could have as a franchise, and it's a very welcome one for the Royals. The Marlins just have to be the runner-up for this list, and part of it's really not their fault. They have been absolutely decimated by pitching injuries to a level I've never seen before in my life. You just gotta think, this team went to the playoffs last year, and now they're on pace to lose over 100 games with an abysmal record of 28-52. That just doesn't happen too much. They know the season is lost, and that was addressed early on by trading away Luis Arraez, which is the first domino in the fire sale moves that are going to come. Marlins players will be all over the league come the deadline. Me personally, I was very shocked to see this turnaround. I made a video early on about how they would be a playoff team before the season even started, and saying I was wrong is just an understatement. I was the furthest from right possible. I'm still in shock at how bad they are. It just doesn't make sense. My biggest surprise team has to be the Cleveland Guardians. They finished 10 games under 500 last year. Not only that, but this year they lowered payroll and they lost Shane Bieber to Tommy John. If you heard this happen before the year started, a sane person would assume they got worse. This is just the complete opposite, because as of now, they win the American League in winning percentage, and they have a record of 51-27. I mean, the power of friendship is apparently more powerful than paying for free agents. It just doesn't make sense to me. Cleveland has always been a pitching factory, so I'm not really surprised that the staff's doing pretty well, but J-Ram, Stephen Kwan, and Josh Naylor continue to keep hitting, and they are carrying this team. I'm very surprised at the turnaround they've had, but there still is a whole other half of the season for not only Cleveland, but just everyone else on this list. So as of the halfway point, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I think are my top 5 surprise teams. I'm very curious what you guys have to say though. Who is your top 5 list of the most surprising teams? I feel like I could have had the Chicago Cubs on this list, but you know, they did miss the playoffs around a wild card, and I feel like they're kind of on pace for it again, so they missed my list narrowly after the Rays. Just real quick, just kind of like a life update, everything like that. I've been posting pretty consistently for the past months, but for the past 30 days, I've been starting a new job, been trying to get in a rhythm, I just moved, I have a lot going on. So from here on out, I'm going to try to post. I don't think 7 days is very feasible for me, but if I'm able to just do, you know, like 3-4 videos a week, that's what I'm going to try to aim for until I kind of figure out some more things. So kind of just wanted to give an update on that, but do expect some more posts as everything kind of moves on. But thanks for watching. Just go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.